Sam, what I hear you saying is actually, you have the social media, you have much more information than before. So the hyperconnectivity brings us together, but this means also we start to see the global landscape. But the question is, do we have a global mindset, right?
No, we don't. That's
Exactly,
the main thing.
exactly. And I feel like a lot of good things are happening, but right now we see all the difficult parts popping up, and there's a lot of fear, and people stay in their echo chamber, in their social networks. And of course, the algorithms also feed them what they want to see. We develop very much like almost like a tribal identity attached, to either a political party or an ideology. Uh, but underneath, there is, I think, this chance still and this possibility to really, 30 years ago, this would have not been possible. Now it's for free, like a video call with you in Chicago and me in Freiburg. I mean, we see how fast the development is happening, but the question is, of course, technology is a two-sided sword. How do we going to use it, right? So how could we actually use technology, in your opinion, to bring more inclusion and to really combat, so to speak, these populist movements?
You see, information technology, whether it is hyperconnectivity or social media and or internet, brings about openness, accessibility, connectivity, networking, democratization, decentralization, and ultimately transformation. It exposes everything, and it allows you to participate everywhere. I could be in Chicago and work on India. I could be in Brazil and be concerned about US. And my loyalty doesn't have to be to where I live. My loyalty could be to multiple places. My loyalty ultimately, according to me, has to be to humanity and planet. So social media, which is supposed to help all of us come together, has really been a, like you said, double-edged sword. It is dividing us. It is dividing us mainly because of two fundamental reasons. And I don't think we have debated enough about these issues in public. One, the business model of social media is such that you get rewarded based on people you have signed up or the users you have and the clicks you make. So you can go to your advertiser and say, look, I got 3 billion people signed up. And in your segment, I got 17 million people signed up, whatever that little market you are addressing. And they generate 200 million clicks. So you get higher rates for advertising. Because of this fundamental issue, you find that there are a lot of unauthenticated, unauthorized individuals with unauthenticated behavior. So I can sign up on social media as 5 different individuals.
Mm.
One is real Sam Pitroda, other 4 are fake, with different names, different background, whatever. And those 4 hide behind the opaque internet wall and go on spreading information. I always give this simple example. If tomorrow you tweeted that Sam Pitroda died, immediately you will see millions of people, my friends, my relatives, my well-wishers, all starting to debate, saying what happened, how did it happen, where did it happen, oh my God, condolences, all that. Then after a day, you can say Sam Pitroda was my dog. Then there'll be another 5 million clicks. This may be an extreme example.
Mm.
But what I'm saying is the false information generate a lot of interest, curiosity, debate, discussion, more clicks, more revenues. So if there was a way on internet to say, I am prepared to identify myself, and whatever I speak, I take the responsibility. The other guy, where I'm not willing to identify myself, he's not willing to take the responsibility. So that's the fake internet, and this is a true internet. I can tell you clicks will go down drastically. Number of people registered will probably go down drastically, and you'll have a reset. But who is prepared to do that?
Yeah.
I would definitely personally like to break internet into two. Internet for truth and internet for everybody else. And on truth, I personally take responsibility for what I say. And I may get into trouble once in a while. That's okay. I will apologize. I will accept my mistake. But I will stick to the truth. I will show grace, dignity, character, respect for other human being. You do that, and I think a lot of things will get sorted out.
So what you're mentioning is very interesting, I think. And it also refers to, basically the most powerful, the most powerful economic companies in our age, right? I mean, the strongest companies in our age are internet companies, and the new oil is data. So my question here would be like, what would be, if you redesign the world also from a policy level, what would be needed? Because I can imagine that they're not just gonna let go of their money printing machine through selling advertisement. So
I think we collectively have to
change?
decide, is money that important?
Mm-hmm.
Or living in peace is more important?
Mm-hmm.
Human development is more important.
Mm-hmm.
Is it good to have, or is it right to have $5 trillion companies at the cost of what is going on in the world? Or it is important to realize that it's okay to have lower valuation, but we all need to live in peace and prosperity. Less conflict, less war, less hate. It is promoting hate. What do you do? Okay. I mean, every time I tweet something, there are, bunch of paid people who just go and say all kinds of crazy things about not just me, but about everything else. And do you really respond to them? Do you spend your time and energy in even paying attention to them? But a lot of people do. And that is waste of human energy. Love. It generates anger. And it's not good for the society. And that you see in today's democracy. And that's why I believe democracy is being hijacked. You take some examples. You become a leader because of social media manipulation, promotion of wrong information, hate, whatever. Okay. You can take one example and say, this candidate has cancer, and just start the rumor. And that really puts a seed in the mind of somebody saying, oh, maybe it's true. Let's not vote for him. A different person comes to power because of misinformation. That person respects misinformation because he is in power because of misinformation. Okay, he knows or she knows. Then the tendency would be to control media, to control judiciary, to control police, to squash dissent, to destroy second opinion, to humiliate other people, to create fear in the minds of people. Because this is what brought you in power. And if you want to remain in power, continue that path. And in the process, you really lose your purpose, saying, why were you elected? You were not elected to remain in power. You were elected to serve. And what have you done as the leader? Results speak. But by the time people learn about results, you come up with some other false information. You again bring in enemy at the border. You again change the narrative. And you lose sight of the reality. And you begin to believe in what you are saying. And you genuinely believe that you are right and everybody else is wrong. And it further complicates the situation. What happened in the days of Nazi was not very different. You know, as German,
Definitely.
what went on.
You could see, I mean, they were voted into power, right? So they were
Exactly.
voted into power, and specifically they were the first ones to use the new technologies that were around. You know, back then it was like radio, also TV, yes, cinema,
Exactly.
as well as typewriters. So they were the ones who really used new technologies, not just in the tanks, but also for information warfare. They even built some of the propaganda video on early research of psychoanalysis, you know, like, or advertisement, so to speak. So I think what we're seeing now, I mean, I hesitate to say that, you know, Nazi Germany is the same than the US, because it's not. It's two different cultures, two different histories.
No.
That's a
But there are
different
lessons to
story.
learn from the
Yes,
past.
but there are lessons, and we see, I think, clearly, not just in the US, that are very strong right-wing movements, right? And they're very dangerous all over the world. And they're using new technology. And I think here, my question to you, you know, like, what could be steps that we can take, or what is your recommendation, so that we can move more into a direction of equality, basically? I mean, inequality is a big topic, of course. And I think right-wing narratives as well as populist narratives, they have a strong connection to inequality, right? So maybe you could share also a little bit more about this.
As I said earlier, inclusion is at the core of human development. We have to accept that we are all equal. It is good that we are all different. It is good that you are white and I'm brown. It is good that you speak German and I speak English and Hindi and other languages. It is good that you are young and I'm old. It is good that you live in Germany and I live in US. And we are friends. I love you. Okay. I don't have to be jealous of you. I don't have to fight with you. I don't have to say, oh, you are practicing some other religion and I'm practicing some other religion. I don't care. I love you for who you are, genuinely, and not make a fake statement. If something happened to you tomorrow, it will hurt me. If you're not well, I would worry, genuinely worry. That comes from within. Okay. So myself has to be good enough to respect diversity, respect humanity, respect other human beings. You know, I don't want to know what is your bank balance. I'm not interested whether you are rich or poor. You could be a son of a billionaire. Great, more power to you. Okay. If you're very poor, it's my job to help you as a friend, because I'm a little better off, perhaps, if I am. Okay. So I think inequality comes from within. And inequality comes in many ways. Look is one. Location is another one. Race, religion, education, health. There could be somebody who is handicapped. It's okay. You know, I have a great friend who is a wonderful lawyer in India, and he's only about 2 feet 3 inches. Okay. But he's such a wonderful human being. I'm telling you, the brilliant lawyer. And when I'm with him, I have to carry him and put him in the chair when we have dinner. If we go on an escalator, we carry him. Okay. And it's just like a normal, friend. there is no difference. It has never occurred to me that he has this handicap, because he can argue, he can discuss, he is brilliant. Okay. Now, how could I not treat him with respect and dignity? So I think it all comes from within first.